Live from beautiful downtown Bastrop, it's time for the Stage Select, starring Julian Titus and Justin Ham.
What could this possibly be? Seems a lot like a podcast. Wonder what specifically. Talking about video games. With your hosts, you're in good hands. Not more of the same. Now we'll jump right in. So expect the unexpected and more. Now we'll get grooving. There ain't always gonna walk through the door. There just might be some strategy in this. Just having fun with our special guest. Time for Stage Select.
And here are your hosts, Julian Titus and Justin Ham.
Welcome, one and all, to the Stage Select. I'm Julian Titus.
I'm Justin Ham. Hi. Cube. It's a good word. It's just a fun word to say. There's a movie in 1997 that came out called Cube.
Pretty good movie.
I just watched it not even half an hour ago.
Yeah. There's a
not
bunch
bad.
of them, actually.
Apparently,
I've only seen the first one.
Yeah, I've only seen the first one too. Didn't know it was a franchise until later on, as Kim is telling me. Yeah, they made more of these. I was like, really? that's
Yeah.
something. Cube. I was intrigued. I just was like making fun of it. Like as I'm scrolling through movies, I'm just like, this movie's just called Cube. That's fucking great. And yeah, so I just decided to watch Cube. Wasn't bad. I think some of the acting's kind of terrible. But like overall pretty decent movie.
Yeah.
And what was the funny part? Although it does have the like really outdated trope of magical autism in it. That's a thing. Definitely has magical autism.
Oh, man, the best version of that is that DLC in Mass Effect 2.
Yeah.
His
Oh, yeah.
autistic mind is just able to comprehend
I mean,
things.
it's exactly like that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the window for magical autism to just be a thing. But yeah, it was a better movie than I thought it was. I just kept, but for like a long time in the movie, I just kept, like after everything they'd say, like I'd just be like, because they're stuck in a cube. And like they would keep asking, where are we? I'd be like, in a cube. You're in cube. What do you mean? What do you mean? What's this next room? It's a cube.
I don't know if I could handle watching a movie with you, Justin.
It depends on the movie. A lot of the movies I will shut up and I will dial in. But some movies like Cube, I'm just sitting there and I can't help myself sometimes. Now, to be fair, a lot of the times I say it in my head and not out loud because I'm like, no,
Okay.
that would be rude. But then I'll start laughing at myself and then everybody's like, what are you laughing at? And I'm like, Cube. That's what. So yeah, that's a thing. That's the thing for sure. But yeah. Anyway, this is a podcast. Hi.
This is a podcast.
Yeah.
A podcast with a couple announcements.
Uh-oh.
First off, I was on a recent episode of Games My Mom Found. It actually came out the week that we're recording this, so it'll be an old episode by the time this comes out. But I will have the link in the show notes as usual. We played Chaos Legion.
Oh,
Yet another
God.
Capcom PS2 game that I could have sworn that I played back in the day, but I did not.
Man, was that right around launch? Or was
No,
that
it's
later
2003.
on? 2003. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I always wanted to play it. Wasn't it like a Muso kind of game?
It's kind of a Muso type game.
Yeah, that's
and
what
it's
I
funny.
thought.
Everybody that I see online describing it is like, "Oh, it's like Devil May Cry. It was like their second stab at Devil May Cry." It's like it has nothing.
No.
It's nothing like Devil May Cry except for like the pretty boys with the spiky hair and the swords.
Because I
But
remember,
that's it.
Yeah, I remember reading reviews for it when it came out and being like, "Oh, I can probably skip this." But if I think I bought it later on. You and I, Julian and I, were just talking about when you had buy video games for very cheap after a console would die. And I think I bought Chaos Legion like way down the line because I was like, yeah, it's like $5. Why not? Let's try it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I remember Chaos Legion. I don't know. I know I never played it though. I probly bought it and then started it
Played it long enough to make sure it worked.
That was usually what I did. And then I was like, okay, it works. I'm going to switch to these other 15 games or whatever the fuck that I would buy at that time. So yeah.
Shockingly poor voice acting by that point in video game history, and also a very overall bland game with a very cool core mechanic that I think that they could revisit if they wanted to like take the core mechanic and then spin it out into something more interesting, like a full on like open world action RPG.
Yeah.
But as it is, it's just go from bland arena to bland arena and rinse and repeat for 10 hours.
Yeah, that's it. It didn't review well. I do remember that about it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But I do appreciate how scrappy Capcom was in that era, and just like really like trying a bunch of new stuff.
They tried a bunch of shit. They did. And
I feel that like they're like that now. Like, you know, as much as like, yeah, there's a lot of remakes and a lot of like sequels, but they're still like putting out new stuff in an era when a lot of people aren't trying new stuff.
They figured out a formula for remakes though. And like they kind of put them out in between while they're working on like the new stuff, you know, because like RE9 is this year or whatever, and you know, last year RE4 remake came out last year, or is that the year before?
No, it's been like I think 2 years.
Yeah, that's fine. But still, you know, like I mean, compared to other companies, that's a pretty decent clip, I would say.
Yeah, and then you know they've got Pragmata finally coming out. It wasn't a great game, but I appreciate that it exists. You know, they did Exoprimal and, you know, and then even like bringing back Onimusha, which is something that I thought they would never do. So, you know, they're making like some really, and also Dragon's Dogma 2, like, you know, stuff that we never thought they would do. Yeah. So I really appreciate the swings that they're taking. And if you're a patron, you can take a swing over on our Patreon page at the new poll for the next Suffer Select. Yeah. Because we just released, as of this recording, we released the Night Trap episode, and I just want to say real quick, I just want to like, because editing is you know, it's a subtle art, and people will never understand. If you don't notice the editing, that's when I've done the best job. I just want to say, because I threw in some of the Senate hearings of them talking about Night Trap into the episode. And I just want y'all to know that like, I cut that thing beautifully. Nice. Where there was like a lot of like really like awkward like paper shuffling and pauses and
good job.
Dead mics and you can't even tell that there's cuts. It's just this like seamless transition.
That's good.
From important bit to important bit. And I was like, God damn.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good job. Yeah, that's good.
But the current poll is between Aliens, Colonial Marines, and Brat's Rhythm and Style.
The most terrifying game of all.
Yeah. And we're going to want... And once again, the poll is open to all patrons, including Key Grip tier. So if you kind of just want to, like, have a say and don't even really care about the episode, like, just throw us a buck and you can go in and vote. Like, just to, like, tip the scales a bit. If you choose violence. But we will want those... votes in by 7:30 Central Time on October 10th over on the Patreon, which again is in the show notes. But yeah, that's pretty much all of it for the announcements. I do have a new fun segment that I wanted to try. Justin.
Fun segment. I don't like it.
It might be a new segment. This might be the only time that we do.
Okay, well that's par for the course around here.
Yeah. So a little bit of backstory on how this came about. Couple years ago, I bought the soundtrack for Final Fantasy 16, I think before the game came out.
Sure.
And then I was like, oh shit, I don't have anything to play this on.
Yeah.
So I bought like this little like USB powered CD player. It just plays, you just pop one disc and it's a very small setup. and I had it in the living room for since then. And I actually pulled out like all of my CDs from the closet or whatever, because I think like a couple moves ago, I ripped all of my CDs into iTunes, and then I got rid of the cases, but I put the liner notes and the discs into this massive CD binder, because I was like, I still want to be sure that I have these just in case.
God bless. Yeah.
Then this week I ran out of podcasts to listen to.
Okay.
And I was gonna listen to some music on my phone, and then for whatever reason, I looked down at that CD wallet, because the binder's here in the office, but the CD player is in the living room.
Sure.
And keep in mind, I had only used that CD player like a couple times in the last couple years.
Yeah.
Because I don't
Yeah,
listen to a lot
most
of
people
music
don't
anymore.
have it CDs anymore, so yeah.
Yeah. And then I was like, I should bring that into the office, because that makes more sense anyway. And then as I was going through my CD binder to decide on what I wanted to listen to, I have a bunch of like mixed CDs that I had made when I was working at the landfill. And so that was what I wanted to try first. And the first question I have for you, Justin, is did you see my posts in the Discord about this?
No.
Okay, excellent.
Good.
We'll start with
Okay.
that one.
I was like, oh, was I supposed to? Because I didn't.
No. I'm glad you didn't.
Thank God.
Because that way I've got extra content if we do this again.
Good. Okay, excellent.
So I picked up a CD in the binder that, because I would label them, and the label was randomness ...
Sure.
Keep in mind, I was probably about 27, 28 when I made this mix. So Justin,
Okay.
judge my mix.
Oh God. Okay. All right.
Because I listened to the CD and I jotted down every song.
Oh man.
on
I might
on
have.
said
You
CD,
might have some stuff I don't know about. So
which is fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Starting off with Creed, My Sacrifice.
Oh Jesus Christ! All right, we're off to a rip roaring start here. Okay, go ahead. What's the next one?
Next track is Bare Naked Ladies, Call and Answer.
Okay, sure, why not?
Track number 3 is Melissa Williamson, Waiting for You, from the Silent Hill 4 soundtrack.
Okay, that's probably fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I probably heard that track. I watched that game recently, but yeah,
I don't remember if that song actually appears in
it
Silent
might
Hill 4.
not. Yeah.
I also didn't finish Silent Hill 4. I got into a fail state situation
Yeah,
on that game.
that game has a lot of those apparently.
Yeah.
And it's not great.
Unkillable enemies turns out not a great idea for a video game.
Yeah, no, and limited ammo and all. Yeah, it's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Bad inventory, terrible inventory system. God, what an abysmal game. A cool story, abysmal design. Actually,
Yeah.
very cool premise. I don't. It's such a double-edged sword. That game's cool, but also terrible. It's really weird.
That's probably the Silent Hill that I would want remade the most.
Yeah, really.
Because you could take the core premise and then build
Yeah, you really
everything
could.
else around it from scratch.
It's really neat. It's got some shit going on, but it's also very poorly executed. So,
Yes.
Track
number 4. God damn it. Peter Cetera and Amy Grant, Next Time I Fall in Love.
All right. Now we're talking. Amy Grant's on the soundtrack. Hold on. Do I still have that button? I probably still do. It might take me too long to find it though. Actually that's on the other, on the drum kit. Never mind.
After that, we have Christopher Cross, Ride Like the Wind.
Okay, why not? This is something. I lied. Hold on. Yeah, all right. We had it. It's still there.
And then I guess I was feeling a little bit country, so Junior Brown, Highway Patrol.
I feel like I've heard that song, but
I've definitely told you about it because it's like my favorite. He's old country.
Sure.
Even though the song came out like in the 90s, it was very much like he was a throwback type of country singer.
He's like Zach Top
Ugly
is
as
now.
fuck.
Yeah, Zach Top is now the throwback country man who he's a young guy, but he makes like 90s country. It's weird. But there's like one song.
But 90s country was like pop country.
It's weird, but dude, it sounds very different. I don't know how to explain. There's one song he has that I legit am like, yo, this is actually a good song. I'm not even gonna fucking pretend it's not. It's actually really good. It doesn't sound like 90s country. It sounds older, but it's actually pretty good. I will praise Zach Top for that one song. That's all he gets.
There you go.
The other song's not very good.
Next, Sufjan Stevens, John Wayne Gacy Jr. from the Illinois album.
Who?
Sufjan Stevens, Sufjan. I've heard it pronounced Sufjan.
Okay.
John Gholson actually gifted me that album, and he pronounced it Sufjan, but I think that's incorrect.
Okay.
I think he's is he Cat Stevens' son?
Okay.
He's someone's son.
Cat Stevens would make sense.
I mean, obviously he's someone's son, but he's like a famous musician. So
everyone is someone's son.
After that, No Doubt, Spiderwebs.
Sure, you gotta get your pop ska in there somewhere. It's always Skazer somewhere.
It's always Skazer somewhere.
That's right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Amy Mann, Save Me, which is from the Magnolia soundtrack.
Okay.
I think that's exclusive. I think she wrote that for the Magnolia soundtrack, but it's like one of her like more famous songs.
Okay. All right.
Black Eyed Peas, Anxiety.
Oh God. Okay. That's my reaction to any Black Eyed Peas song or related thing. Like if you have a Fergie song on there, that would be my reaction, is to just laugh quietly to myself.
Chingon, Malaguena Salarosa, which is actually, that is a local band called Del Castillo with Robert Rodriguez as the front man or lead guitar, and that's from the Kill Bill Volume 2 soundtrack. It is the song that plays during the end credits of Kill Bill Volume 2.
Okay.
It's the Spanish track with the guy that does that really incredible high note.
Okay, that's not bad. That seems like it's probably all right then.
Yeah. Lene, Scream. Lene is the lead singer from Aqua.
Okay.
That was from her solo album.
Got it.
Next, Madonna, Express Yourself.
All right, now we're talking.
Evanescence, Imaginary, which is the 2000 version from their like one of their earliest albums.
They are opening up for My Chemical Romance, apparently, which is funny to me.
I just found out recently they got back together.
Yeah, they're doing it. They're doing stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're making new albums.
They have a song on that Devil May Cry anime series soundtrack that just came out.
I wouldn't.
Actually, I think it might be the theme song.
Evanescence and Devil May Cry seem like a match made in, I don't know, somewhere.
In heaven or hell?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because,
let's rock.
They do both. Yeah. Well, here we go. Black Eyed Peas, Be Wild Freestyle.
I don't know.
This definitely would have been around the year that I discovered the Black Eyed Peas.
You really enjoyed the Black Eyed Peas. This, yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Next up, Aqua, Barbie Girl.
Okay, yeah. Classic,
I put Lene on there, and I was like, you know what? It's not enough
It's
Lene.
not enough, apparently, for you.
And the final track on this mix CD, Malcolm McLaren, About Her, also from the Kill Bill Volume 2 soundtrack.
I feel like I remember that song.
It's a remake.
Yeah.
It's like a slow remake, but back before that had been played out.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the beginning of the end right there.
So that's the disc, Justin. Judge my mix.
Okay, am I rating it from like 1 to 10 or
whatever you want to do, baby?
Let's see. Well, you have Amy Grant on it. You have Aqua. I'm just gonna say they're on there twice. There's 2 Black Eyed Peas albums. It's amazing to me that you started with Creed, and then followed it up with the Bare Naked Ladies. That's just that's the most 90s thing possibly. Well, early 2000, whenever the fuck the Bare Naked Ladies came out. I think that was was like what 90.
That album was from the 90s.
Yeah, it was.
But
late
then Creed
90s.
is early aughts.
Yeah. Creed started out, I think, in the late 90s and then got kind of more popular a few albums later. Because My Own Prison, I think, was late 90s because I always can track it by where I was living when I heard the song.
Because I think Weathered is aughts. Hold on, I can check.
Creed, it would have been My Own Prison was the one I'm thinking of. That was when that came out, I was like, yeah, these guys are okay. And then they kept making music and I changed my mind. God, I also seen them like have a live performance. I can't remember what it was. It was like their big comeback live performance, and that might have been it was on TV. When I ran
2001 for Weathered.
Okay.
Which is
where the song's from.
Oh, sorry. No, but that's not where. No, yeah, My Sacrifice. Yeah, so that's
that song came out around then. Yeah, that was like second album, something like that. Whatever, second or third. I don't even know anymore. Okay, 2 Black Eyed Peas albums. How many tracks total are there?
Oh, good question.
Yeah.
Hold on. Because I remember being surprised when I was listening to it. Like, oh, that's more tracks than I thought I could fit.
Yeah, you can fit out a lot on some of those CDs for sure.
Yeah.
2 Black Eyed Peas albums. Cat Stevens' son, apparently.
17 tracks.
17. Okay. Man, this is tough. There's a few bright spots. But out of 10, I mean, I would maybe go, I don't know. For irony factor, I would probably go like 6 out of 10. Because I mean, some of like I would laugh while listening to that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll go with the 6 out of 10. That's
all right.
Fine.
Higher than I was expecting.
Yeah,
not gonna lie.
That's not. I mean, irony factor. If I'm taking away the irony factor, though, Julian, it's like maybe a 3.
That's more what I was expecting.
Yeah.
When I pressed play and Creed came on, I was like, I have to
that's
document
great.
this.
Oh yeah, no, that's perfect. I wish I had some of my old mix CDs from when I used to make them at Borders. Because you could go into I didn't have a computer that could burn a CD for a long time. So in order to burn mix CDs, you could go to Borders, which for those that don't remember, it was a bookstore. It was like Barnes and Noble, but not as good. Which is why they're out of
I always
business.
like Borders more.
I know, but apparently it wasn't as good because they're out of business now. So
well, yeah,
that's all I mean. That's what I mean.
I think I liked Borders more because it felt like more of a bookstore.
Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair. But they also, you could sit down at a computer and compile a mix CD and then burn the mix CD. And I used to do that a lot. I think it was like, I don't remember how much it was to do that, but like it was a good way to, like, if I wanted one song off of something, that was a good way to do it. So yeah, no, I wish I had some of those. I don't remember what's on those either. That'd be fun to listen to. But yeah, I'm gonna go 6 out of 10 if we factor in the irony. And also there's a couple tracks that I'm like, yeah, that might be interesting, or I might hear it and go, yeah, I don't know. Oof. I think the score benefits from me not having listened to everything on it, obviously. So right. Yeah.
Then if we bring this back, that might be the thing, right? Is that because I'm such a lyrics guy, like a lot of the songs might be like, oh, I don't know that song.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that I was entertained by that.
Excellent.
Yeah, that was good.
Were you all entertained by that? Is this working?
Who knows? who can even tell anymore?
I was just thinking about that. I think it's that it was a Family Guy joke with Tom Green where he's like sucking on the udders of a cow.
About
he's
that, like today.
It's like, do people like me now?
Yeah.
Can I stop this?
Yes. Does anybody like me yet? Can I stop this? Yeah, that was Poor Tom Green. I always liked Tom Green, actually. I thought he was fun.
I think he's kind of doing his thing like he's kind of doing his thing still. Like I think he's got some sort of like streaming
he's
version of his talk show.
He doesn't do like the crazy prank stuff or anything anymore. I know of.
Just more low key.
Yeah, I think he might have he probably has like a podcast or something. I don't know.
He probably has a podcast.
Yeah, and that's fine. Good for Tom. I actually liked him more once he calmed down a little bit and had when he had the talk show. That shit was great actually. Like
that was.
Yeah, it was really good.
And I am still a fan of the Bum Bum song. I'm sorry,
it's fun. It's fun. It's a fun song.
Yeah. Yep, the Tom Green podcast.
Yeah, told you.
There it is.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
the name. Original.
Why not? Why wouldn't you name it that?
Yeah.
If your name is Tom Green and you have a podcast, what are you even doing?
Hopefully it's not what you think it is, and it's actually like a good podcast, and it's not just Joe Rogan light. Hopefully.
I mean, he's Canadian, so I have hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no bad Canadians.
I'm telling you, Canada, pretty all right. Seems there are some bad Canadians. Let's be honest. But
apparently we've got a Tim Hortons around here, and
they're out there.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, there was one when I lived in Utah. I remember it.
Huh.
I never went to it because it just didn't really. They don't seem like they have much that appeals to me. Sorry, Canada. Yeah. But like, yeah, they had it was Tim Hortons, and there was another one that always was on TV that would get advertised, and it had like meat. I just remember meat. Now I gotta look up Canadian restaurant.
Sorry, that just sounded like the most thank goodness you're here shit to me for some reason.
Yeah. Canadian restaurant
meat.
chain.
It's what's for dinner.
Yeah. Let's see.
Peas.
That's food chain.
Not quite peas. Not quite beans.
Right.
But something lovely in between.
Maybe. Oh no, it's not. I'm thinking of Boston Market. Never mind. That's not Canadian. That's Boston. I don't know why I'm thinking of Boston Market as Canadian, but that's the commercial I'm thinking of.
I know, but you know what? I get the connection.
Yeah.
Because you were thinking Tom Green, and then there's that famous joke in the movie that he's in, Road Trip, where he confuses Boston with Austin.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. That's fun.
Yep.
That's always a thing.
Yeah.
I've heard Boston has good coffee. What are you gonna do? What's to be done?
Boston's got good chowder
and coffee, apparently, according to people that have never been there.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing.
Yeah. I also had a second on like corroborating with Mike that coffee's not like a super thing in Boston as far as like known for.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't think
two against one is all I'm saying.
Yeah. I don't think it is. Well, now what? We did that. I rated the mix. That was fun. I'd do that again. You know what?
Good.
You know what we could also do? We could open it up to other people if they find old mix CDs that they had to send them in, and we will judge them.
It's got to be authentic though. Like, don't just like put together a mix and then be like,
no.
We want shit from when you were younger, and it's like, what were you thinking?
Yeah, exactly.
I finished a video game.
You finished a video game. That's cool.
Yes. I finished Shinobi Art of Vengeance.
I'm happy to hear it. Was it was it worth finishing?
Dude, it's funny because when I talked about it last week, I was probably around 60-ish%. Sure. Still had, quite a few levels to go through. And I think maybe one of my biggest overall complaints is that because it is individual levels, the levels themselves are probably longer than you want for that type of game. Sure. And I really do find myself wishing that they had just gone all in on, it's just one big map that you explore for the entirety of the game. I think if they do a sequel, that's what they should do, because Lizard Cube also did Monster Boy and the Dragon's Trap like a few years ago, which is an excellent one of those. And I really that was actually, I think, maybe your first or second year on the show that came out.
I remember that you mention it. Yeah.
I was real high on it, and then also like it had one of my favorite like music tracks that year.
Yeah, I remember
that I still think about.
Yeah.
But it's funny when I finished the game. Well, okay, real quick. One thing is that something clicked after we recorded and I played it over last weekend, where I just somehow fully grokked how the combat worked and everything. Yeah. And Shinobi does something that I think is very smart, because I remember when I was editing, like I really was thinking about what you said about picking up like an action game where you have to do like a particular move or something and not remembering what it is, and that really turning you off from a game and whatnot. Shinobi does not have any enemies that requires you to do a specific move, with the exception of there are certain shielded enemies where you do like a charge up punch, but the shield is the same texture as the walls that you use that move for. Yeah. So it's not going to be a thing that you're going to forget because you're doing it all the time. The move set is entirely up to you as the player on how you want to utilize it. So you unlock a shit ton of stuff, and it probably is a little bit more than like what I felt that I needed, but then I realized, but I'm not required to use all of this stuff, and it really ended up like I just kind of naturally got into a rhythm with like how I wanted to play the game, and for me, it ended up being very much a ton of aerial combat.
Sure. Yeah.
So like one of my bread and butter combos was like jump in the air, slash, do the jump kick, and then there was like another move in the air where there's like an aerial slash, and then turn that into the ninja magic that is an aerial like attack with your sword, which then resets you in the air. And so then I can kind of repeat the combo. Sure. And that was really fun. And then I had a couple like good ground openers and stuff like that. But the combat is fucking phenomenal.
That's good.
It took me a little longer than I would have liked to actually gel with it. But once I got it, up until the end of the game, I was not tired of fighting enemies. If anything, I wanted like more shit to fight. The only drawback is that it does one thing as far as ramping up difficulty that I really disagree with. And a lot of games do this, where one of the big things they do is, enemies just hit you like really hard. And so even though you're gaining more health, stop me if you've heard this one, like we both played Elden Ring, it doesn't really matter because enemies are still leveling you in like 3 to 4 hits, because that's kind of what they chose to do, which I think is pointless here, because the enemies, they did a really great job of actually scaling up the encounters through the course of the game, where they were a lot more challenging because of the mixture of enemies. And also, now these guys have armor, these guys have new moves, these guys are larger, like it's a larger version of this guy that you fought before, so he takes up more real estate on the screen. Like there was a lot of like really smart stuff that they did to make the game more challenging. I don't think that you needed to like ramp up the damage that high.
Yeah, right. I get you.
If anything, that was a little bit of a turnoff in the final couple levels, where I was like, okay, I've kind of just got to be perfect on this fight because otherwise I'm not going to make it through. But it ended up being a minor issue. And when I finished the game, like that night, I was like, I think Ninja Gaiden Ragebound just edges it out.
Okay.
But then, since then, I've been thinking about it every day, and I'm like, no, I think I like Shinobi better. And not only do I like Shinobi better, I think it's like quite a bit higher on the list than Ninja Gaiden. Okay. It's creeping up there, man. Because like I actually have gone back to it since I finished it.
That says something,
Yeah, I'm not going to 100% it because I think there's just some stuff that's out of my ability. But there were a couple things in the first level where I was like, God damn, I have no idea how to do this. And I watched a video and I was like, I never would have thought to use my traversal abilities in that way. And that kind of opened up the game in a whole new way, where I was like, and that's how, because like I think also the platforming is top notch. And honestly, this might be a hot take, and again, keep in mind, I have not actually played Silksong. Okay, I am acknowledging that up front, but I did play Hollow Knight, and I have watched a good chunk of Silksong. I've watched Koseki Biju, she's been doing like 12-hour streams of that game like every day.
Why not?
And so I'll hop in and out of her streams, and like it was like on the third or fourth day of her streaming it back to back to back, and I was like, she's kind of got the same shit that she had the last time that I saw her, and that was over 12 hours of gameplay ago.
I believe it.
It feels kind of samey and stale, whereas Shinobi, I felt that the combat was constantly evolving and getting crunchier, and like there would be battles, Justin, where like initially I would be like, man, that fucked my shit up. I don't know how I'm gonna handle that. And then I died maybe one or two more times, but when I finished it, it was like a ballet where I was like, I just locked in and I kind of paid attention to my kit, and I just rocked it, and it felt so good.
Okay.
And I think it blends with the platforming really well, and I think people are sleeping on this game. This is one to really check out and focus on. Again, I think if it would probably be a different story if it had like a contiguous map. I think that's probably like the big thing that has people like skipping it over, and also Silksong was so feverishly like playing for. I get that.
It's a thing. Yeah.
But I think for people who are once you're done with Silksong, go play Shinobi Art of Vengeance. I don't think that you will regret it. And I think you might come away being like, man, I wish Silksong played this well. Because, you know, after playing what I did of Hollow Knight and watching the way that Silksong plays and moves, that's kind of the sense that I get too. I might actually just fire up Silksong on Game Pass just to like confirm that for myself. Yeah, but goddamn, it's an excellent game, and I think the other thing that I forgot to mention last time is the animation is just unbelievable. It moves so smoothly, and it looks so cool in action. There's this one move; it's like you do a roll, and then immediately hit the attack button, and he does this knee, and just the animation transition from the roll to the knee to out of the knee attack animation is just, I never got tired of looking at it. It's just beautiful, cool. Dude. I really hope that it does well enough that they get to do a sequel to this, because I would love to see another one. Also, props to handling the silent protagonist, because it's a cool way of handling it, because everybody acknowledges that he's silent, and it's not so much that he's silent. People will talk shit to him, and then his response is sort of like Tatsu from the Ninja Turtles movie. And then when he says his one line of dialogue, Silent Bob style, it's like perfect. It's like a really cool like way to do that. I'm kind of over the moon for Shinobi Art of Vengeance.
I might have to try it out.
And it's one of those things too, both this and Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, right? It's I kind of need one of these like every year or every other year kind of tests for me, where it's like, do I still have the chops to play a game of this type? And there were a couple moments, I'm not going to lie, the last two bosses on each of them, I was like, oh, that might be it for me. I don't know. I don't know if I can do this. And then I ended up persevering. I was like, okay, no, I just needed to really like watch the patterns and kind of lock in. Because the next to last boss is I learned from Castle Super Beast in fighting game terms the term screen pollution. Which is what JP does on Street Fighter 6. And that's very much what the next to last boss of Shinobi is about. It's just filling the screen with shit, and you just got to be on the spot about, you know, dodging through it. But yeah, that is Shinobi Art of Vengeance. It's available now. I highly recommend it.
Cool. I didn't finish a video game, but I played a new one. It's called Borderlands 4.
Oh, yes. I'm excited to talk about this.
Okay. Well, so I think it was last week on the show we were talking about it. And I think you had told me you and Weston both had told me, oh yeah, they kind of took some of the criticisms and you know went with it. It's a little bit more serious and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, cool. It is, but that doesn't mean the writing is still less shit because it's not very good. I still think it's terrible. In almost every aspect. I'm just like, God, every character in that game makes me want to die. It's just so bad. Like you may even like a lot of their like little like okay, there's a side quest, right? It's an open world looter shooter, and I don't know why I keep trying these, but one of them's gonna stick someday, I guess. Not this one. But there was a side quest that I went to. It was just out in the middle of wherever the fuck, and a guy was on a rock, and he was like, "You gotta help me. I gotta get these I think they're like thresher mauls or something like that. They're these guys that dig around in the dirt, and then they come up and they throw stuff at you, and they're trying to get him. But he's like, no, I'm gonna breed them." And it's like, because I want one to make my, and it's a bunch of like weird sexual innuendo, basically insinuating that he wants to have sex with whatever the hell this creature is and all this shit. And as it went, I was just like, this sucks. Like, this is just, I'm just not. So
what you're saying is it's a Julian Titus
game. It might
game.
be. I don't know. But God, that side quest should have ended like 3 or 4 times, and it just kept going. It was like the longest fucking side quest. Because like, okay, he sends you into this cave, and it's like, okay, you got to get these 3 eggs from these things. Okay, cool. So that involves you fighting like a slightly stronger version of those things or whatever. That's fine. So then you do that 3 times, and those fights are, you know, they're tough, I guess. Honestly, I'll get to that later. But yeah, they're tough, and you know, you get out, and then you give them the eggs, and he's like, "Cool, thanks." So now I've hatched come back in a little bit, or go get something and come back, and then the egg will hatch. I'm like, okay, cool. So you go get that, and the egg is hatched, and then he's got his own little female thresher maul thing, and he's real excited about it. And then he's like, okay, now it's time to mate him. So you gotta make the mating call thing on the horn. And then you do it like 3 times because you summon different creatures. And I'm just like, this should have ended like a long time ago. This just keeps going, and they're all like bullshit fights. Oh God, it was really annoying. But like, I can get out. I played a decent amount of 3, I remember. And I didn't.
Mm-hmm. You beat 3,
No, I didn't beat it.
Oh no, I always think that you beat 3,
not.
but you didn't.
I did not
you just
beat
played
3.
A good chunk of it.
I eventually just kind of fell off of it, but I played a good amount of it. I had a good enough time, and then I just kind of went, okay, yeah, I've had my fill of this, and just kind of moved on. I'm not really having that good of a time with this one, and I kind of already have fallen off of it. Maybe it's because I played a decent amount of 3, and I was just like, yeah, it's kind of more of this, but like, I don't know. I keep running into the thing where, and I think it's just a game, it's just the game's problem to me, is like, you'll get in a fight with something, and then it's a lot of shit on the screen, because there's all kinds of like different guns and stuff like that, and that's cool, but like, there's also situations where you're like, I'm getting hit by something, but I don't know what the fuck I'm getting hit by. Or I'm getting like one-shotted by, like I got one shot by some
little bit of that. I had issues with that in Suicide Squad.
Right?
Last year.
Yeah, like I was getting one shot in this one spot where by some weird grenade, and I still don't know what the grenade did. I just know like all of a sudden I was just dying, and I was just like, okay, guess that kills me, and so I'll just have to figure it out. Like all the boss fights are just like, it just feels like you're shooting these fucking guys forever. God, you're just shooting them for fucking ever. And then if you die in it, like you have to respawn and do the entire fight over. So you're just shooting and shooting, shooting this fucking guy. It might be balanced to where it's like supposed to be a multiplayer thing, and I totally get that. This might be on me because I'm just playing it by myself. But at the same time, I'm just like,
but you should be able to play it by yourself.
Should be.
Like,
yeah.
I feel that especially by now they should have it. They should be able to tune that expertly, because it's basically the only game they've been making for 15 years.
And it's like the writing isn't as cringy as 3 was. 3 was really bad. They got away from the topical stuff, but I just don't find like any of it very humorous at all. And it's like the story isn't really very serious. I mean, I guess it is, maybe. I just don't really care. That's not really what you're there for. I don't think, in a Borderlands game anyway. Maybe I'm very wrong about the franchise. But yeah, man, nothing in that game is sticking with me. And I could never find a gun that I was like, okay, this is the one. This is going great. This is the one I'm going to use for a while. And maybe that just comes from playing it a lot. But man, I put like 6 hours and never found anything that I really liked in it. It was weird. And then like anything, and because it's of the randomization factor, like sometimes you're getting rare guns and stuff like that, but you're just like, then you shoot them once and you're like, I don't really like that. And so I'm not going to use it. Like the gun I found I liked the most was like, there was like this one, it was just like a shotgun that only had one shot in it, but it felt like it killed a lot of things. And that was cool. To the game's credit, like when you shoot shit, like you're up against these guys called like the Timekeepers or some weird shit. I'm not really sure what the hell they are. But like you shoot a lot of it's real good at like you shoot the guy and wherever the hell you shot him at, like it just looks like their fucking limbs just like melt off or some shit. It's actually kind of satisfying how that all goes a lot of times, because you know, I'd shoot a guy in his torso and like he just split in half, and I'm like, that's good, that's fun. But yeah, other than that, man, nothing is really drawing me into it. Every quest feels like it takes for fucking ever. I don't know. Nothing. There's something weird with it. There's something that just doesn't really do anything for me. I went a long time in the game, and this was my fault because I just didn't really realize there was one. I kept thinking the entire time, I was like, this game feels like it needs a dash. And then eventually I discovered that there is a dash. It's just the button that normally will make you crouch behind stuff, but if you're moving, it'll dash. And I was like, oh, that's why I didn't think to do that, I guess.
Yeah, that's a weird way of handling that.
It once you get used to it, it works, but like, yeah, it's something. But yeah, like, God, yeah, like I said, every quest feels like it takes fucking forever. Like, so you don't get that like instant gratification from doing anything. It feels like you're just like, now I'm going to do this for like the next hour or two. And then maybe I'll get something good out of it. Maybe I won't. Probably won't. And then I'm going to go have to talk to some obnoxious dude and not give a shit about anything that's happening. I really, at some point, my brain just did exactly like it did with the third Borderlands game. And I just turned my brain off. I was just like, I don't even fucking care what's happening. Just where am I going and what am I shooting? It's fine.
So I have 3 kind of important questions because I have not really followed it all that much because I didn't really care for Borderlands 3 all that much, and I kind of bounced off the first one back in the day as well. Yeah. So it's not really been a series that I'm that excited for, but I'm willing to be excited, you know, if I hear good things.
Sure.
Do you get to create a character this time around, or is it still just archetypes?
It's still just archetypes. You have like some customization, like you can unlock like different costumes and different like styles, and you can kind of mess with the colors on them, so there's at least a little bit of something, and they can get different hairstyles and stuff like that. But for the most part, they're like pre-made characters. There's 4 of them. They're the different classes and stuff like that. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
See, I really was kind of hoping that after Tiny Tina, they would have gone in a different direction with that. That's a bummer.
I think they should. I think it's kind of a mistake to do it that way. Well, I don't know. What do I know? I don't know how well the game sold. It's probably sold great.
Yeah, and people seem to get really attached to the characters in a way that I'm kind of surprised.
Which is weird because like I picked like the goth looking witch girl because I was like, yeah, that's my vibe. Let's go with that.
Justin Ham has very goth witch girl vibes.
I do. Yeah, that's my whole vibe. Anybody who knows me, they know that. But I picked her, and like all of her dialogue that she's giving, because your characters do talk, like they do have their own dialogue with people. All of her dialogue anyway sucks. I'm just like constantly like annoyed by her, and I'm just like, oh, I wonder if any of the other characters are not shit. But I'm pretty sure they probably are in some way. It's just, yeah. But yeah, I think I'd be a little bit more attached to them if I did kind of create aspects of it. It doesn't have to be like the craziest character editor or anything, or like some of like, because you can unlock hairstyles and stuff. But I wish some of that stuff was just like, no, that's up to you how you want to do that or something like that. Give me something, but they really don't. Right. So yeah.
Which leads into my second question. Sure. Did they add any type of like armor component to it, or is it still just the guns that is like the
just guns,
core loot?
Guns, grenades, okay. And you can
shields.
You get like a shield sometimes.
Yeah.
The shield that I had was kind of cool. Like it was like randomly it would pop off these little things that would make my gun more powerful or something like that. For a while, I didn't even know what was happening because that's sort of the chaos of the game, which again, is kind of a big problem I have, is sometimes stuff is happening. I'm like, I don't know what any of this shit does. Like, I have no fucking clue. And yeah, I have to read like a blog of text to figure out what it's even happening. And the game throws so much loot at it. This is, I'm glad I forgot to complain about this because I'll bring it up now. I hate the fucking inventory on it. Like, I don't understand the concept of like, we're going to throw a million fucking guns at you and all this loot all the time at you, and but you only have so much room, so you just gotta figure out what to get rid of and what to pick up and what not to pick up. And it's just like, but I don't know what any of it does. So I want to pick everything up so I can at least try it, I guess. I don't know.
There's that, and then because I felt this way about Borderlands 3, but it's also
it was the same way too. Yeah,
it was a big problem for me in Suicide Squad, and it's kind of an overarching problem that I've had with games with loot, where I feel that a lot of the stuff is the description is like a whole like paragraph or two of text of what it does, and then what the nuts and bolts of it is like, but it's doing like, we've talked about this in the past, like 0.2% poison damage.
Yeah.
And it's like, so nothing feels meaningful. Right. And it's like Diablo 3, I think, was like perfect as far as the way the loot was handled and the how meaningful it felt. And I've had very few other experiences with games that do this where I think they do it well. And like, I remember Suicide Squad being like, at a certain point, I just didn't give a shit unless it was like a substantial amount of damage higher than what I had, because I was like, this is fine. And I can't be bothered to, I know that like the min-maxers really love getting like in the nitty gritty of all that stuff. That's fine. But at the end of the day, I still want it to be like, oh, this is like 10% of this type of damage and 25% of this damage mitigation or whatever. So it feels like a big difference from what you had before, but it never comes across that way.
Yeah, and it's weird. I don't know, in a universe that they've made that's like, supposed to be zany and stupid and over the top, like why don't you just have like some big bag or something, or even if it was just like, hey, you picked this up, you can't carry it with you, but it's gonna go into this like back to your base or something like
Repository,
that, or
yeah.
something like that. And so if you want to go through it later, it's there. You're not missing anything. Instead, they've opted to do like, hey, here's a thing that you can go back at like one of your bases or something and open up, and it'll give you some of the missing loot that you missed or whatever. And it's like, yeah, but I left a lot of it. I left there because I figured out it wasn't as good or something. So I don't know.
Does the game have like its version of the Scroll of Town portal from like the Diablo games, where you can do like an instant fast travel to your base to like unload stuff and go right back?
It has fast traveling, but it's nothing like that. I don't think you can warp back to where you were.
Okay, that's a problem.
At least not that I know of. Maybe if somebody else who's way further into the game knows that, they'd have to tell you on that one. I never encountered anything like that.
Because games like Diablo and like Torchlight and Path of Exile, Champions of Norath, they all had like hey, you're out of space, but you can just warp back to town real quick, sell your shit, and then hop back into the portal, and you're right back where you were, and the loot is still there, and you can pick it all up.
This one has vending machines, and that's where you sell everything at, which is, I don't know how that works, but it's fine. That's what I mean. I'm like, I don't know how that works, but it's fine. Why? I don't know. It's stupid. But I remember 3 had a lot more vending machines. Like, they were almost all over the place. And here, like, they seem really sparse. At least from what so like half the time I'm like, I guess I'm just going to not pick things up for a while unless something looks a lot better. And then sometimes I'll pick the thing up that it tells me is better, because they always have like the DPS number on the top of it. And it's like, I guess I'm going to judge it by that. And then I'll shoot it a few times and be like, I guess this does more damage, but it doesn't feel like it does. So, and I don't like it. So yeah, I don't know, man. Just let me pick up everything. They want to make it to where it's like a character upgrade. Like, you can upgrade your backpack, but like, I don't know. That's just not enough for me. I just want to pick up everything.
It goes back to what we've been on about with a lot of stuff lately, which is, your actual upgrades are just to make your character usable, because they start you at this like base level of shitty, instead of like already feeling relatively capable and like you can do a lot of stuff, and then building on that and getting stronger and
again, I think they're balancing it somewhat towards like the multiplayer thing, where you're gonna play this with 3 other people, and you guys are going to have to like sort out who's going to get what loot or something like that. I don't really know, but like, I don't know.
Or even introduce, in Torchlight, they have, you would get like this little carrier buddy that would follow you around, and it would pick up it had its own inventory, and then you could actually send it back to town and have it like sell the shit for you.
That'd be cool.
And then come right back.
I'd be all right with that. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, because a lot of times it's just like, well, I don't want to drop this because I think I need money, but like then again, I can't find a fucking vending machine that sells anything that I actually want. So I don't know.
Yeah, and that's the other problem with these games, is that, because I know, part of the idea of like throwing a bunch of basically shit at you to pick up is for you to sell it off for money, but so often there's nothing really substantial for you to spend that money on, because the shops don't have anything. You're going to find a better random spawn of gear, like just out in the wild.
This one especially has that problem. And then there's like ammo vending machines sometimes. But like, God, the game throws so much ammo at you all the time. Like, I never had a problem where I just was like, I'm just out of bullets for this gun. There's just nothing I can do, unless it was like a big boss
ammo machines fight. The ammo machines are for people like me who are terrible shots and are always running low on ammo.
Well, but I'm not kidding when I say, if every single crate in the fucking game, and there's a lot of crates in the game, almost every single one is just full of ammo, and that's it. Like, it'll just have ammo for everything, and you're just constantly sucking up ammo. The only time it becomes like a problem is when you're in a boss fight and suddenly you're like, oh, I'm not doing actually that much damage to him. I'm gonna have to shoot this motherfucker for like an hour, and that's gonna be a pain in the ass. God, yeah, the one boss fight I got into, Like I dropped down this hole and I was like, all right, cool, let's fight a man. And I fought the man. I was like, I can beat this man. It's not too bad. And they're sending out ads and stuff like that, and they drop ammo, and it's not too bad. But like, God, I was just shooting this guy for like fucking ever, and I got him down to half health, and then finally he like became formidable when like he switched phases or whatever. And then he kicked the shit out of me. I was like, I swear to God, if I drop down this hole and I have to do all that over again. And sure enough, I had to do all the first phase again. And I was like, this game is really just not doing much for me right now. I think I played it a little while after that. And I was just like, yeah, I just can't find anything to get attached to here. And so that's Borderlands 4. I don't recommend it. The big internet thing now is the Magic Man likes to complain or yell at people about how he didn't optimize his game or whatever. And that's
well before
problem.
That. My last question and the most important one: how does the shooting feel?
Fine, like pretty much fine. It's not Cyberpunk, which it's definitely not Cyberpunk. It does have like the snap aim a little bit, but it doesn't feel quite as good as Cyberpunk. Because honestly, as I was playing Borderlands, I kept going, I could just play Cyberpunk and have a way better time. And I honest to God, I keep booting up Cyberpunk. Sometimes it's just a fun game to just be like, I just want to just walk around and shoot shit for a little while and just have a fun time.
What a great glow up that 2.0 combat
really
was.
It really is.
Because I did play a couple hours of the early version, not like launch Cyberpunk, but before they revamped the combat, and I thought it felt like shit. And then when I picked up Phantom Liberty with the 2.0 update, I was like, this is some of the coolest like first person shooting I have ever felt.
It's so much fun. It's still fun. Like I was playing it just today. I'm not even gonna lie about it. Like I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna do everything in this starting map that I can possibly do. Just because I'm having a good time, and then actually I did the big main story thing that actually unlocks the rest of the town just today. I don't have to. I've beaten the game a number of times now, but I just have fun doing that shit. I just have fun like walking from place to place and just like, let's shoot these guys. That'll be fun.
And the guns are different enough where you could do a character where it's like, I'm just going to use this type of gun that I've never touched before. Yeah, because like. When I played it the one time, I mainly focused on pistols.
Right.
This is usually my thing. Like with most like RPGs that are, it's like I like pistols. I like a sniper rifle.
Yep.
And then like a melee. And that so I was like pistol, sniper rifle, katana. That was kind of my thing.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
I need to branch out from that.
Yeah.
I can't shake my original infiltrator Commander Shepard.
Yeah, I mess around every now and then with like the hacking smart weapon guy, and that's kind of fun. Smart weapons are pretty fun when you start to actually build towards all that shit. There's like builds and shit that I've never really fucked with that I keep meaning to. But yeah, that game's just fun. I just have a good time playing it. Like that's what Borderlands 4 did for me. I was just like, I could just play Cyberpunk and have a way better time, and that's what I did.
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, the Magic Man keeps complaining about the performance things and stuff like that.
He's complaining about the people complaining.
The people
about
complaining about it. Yeah.
And so I actually, there's one part that I will defend. Because his thing was, we designed this game for like basically premium, like a premium setup, right? Like we made it for PS5, Xbox Series, and like high-end PC.
Yeah.
And and it's funny because like, this entire generation, people have been like, there's nothing on these consoles that takes advantage of these consoles. And it's like, okay, and I've been waiting for someone to make games that are like, this is for this generation. the problem in this particular situation is that series has always been built around, we can get a group of people to play this and we can play like on PC and like a bunch of people with a bunch of different setups are fine with it. Probably what they should have done is said, hey, it's going to be console exclusive for however long, and then we will release a PC version down the line.
Sure. There's a number of weird problems with it, right? Because you're right. That's kind of what the series was built around. Also, like, the game looks good. It's a good looking game, but it's not like it looks like a Borderlands game. I don't know. They just kind of look the same to me. So I don't know. It looks fine, but it's not. I'm not like in awe of it. You know what I mean?
I bet, like I've said before, I bet a lot of it is in the details. Like I bet it's a lot of stuff that's going on as far as like things on the screen at one time or lighting
100%.
systems or whatnot.
Yeah,
right?
it's a bunch of dudes firing a bunch of different guns a lot of the time, and all of them do different shit. And it's a lot of nonsense. It's a lot of fucking noise. The other thing that kind of is weird about it is like even on PC with people who have high-end PCs, it performs like shit too. And so that's kind of weird.
And that's a bigger issue.
That's kind of it. And this is mainly a PC thing. So I played it on PlayStation 5 because I was just like, yeah, why not? And it was fine performance-wise. Every now and then it would start to fuck up a little bit, and it would always fuck up in like weird spots. It was never usually in the middle of a fight or anything. It'd be like at your like some like faction base or some shit. Like all of a sudden it'd just be like, oh yeah, now it's just fucking tanking right now, and I don't know why. But here we are.
Well, apparently the deal with the console version is it's got a PS3 Skyrim level of memory leak going on.
Oh,
so
good.
I don't think you played it long enough to experience it.
Probably not. Yeah.
But apparently it's pretty bad.
I believe it. I would not doubt it. Yeah, I probably quit. Because I was playing. I think the first session I played for like 2 or 3 hours, and then the next one I played for 2 or 3 hours, and I think the next one I played for like 2 or 3 hours, and I was kind of like, okay, I'm out. I'm just done with this. I'm not feeling satisfied at all. I feel like if I'm going to play something for that long, I should have gotten something that I liked, but I don't know, man. Borderlands 4, just not a fan. Just not big on that one. Wish I was. God, this year in video games has been so weird for me.
Yeah.
I swear I can't find anything that appeals to me. Like, it feels like almost every game I play, I'm just kind of like, yeah, not this one either. Not this one either.
I think it's that for you, but I think also, and correct me if I'm wrong, but like you branched out and got a life this year.
Yeah.
And so because in the past, Borderlands 4 is like, well, maybe that's not a perfect example, but in the past you would have just like been like, you know what? Like, yeah, I don't got anything better to do. I'll just go ahead and like plow through this game. Like, it's not egregious and I'm fine with it. But now it's like you've got like friends and like people to hang out with, and you're doing other things. So it's like
I am doing other things.
There are more there's more competition for your time.
Yeah, basically I'm getting to be that kind of person where I'm just like, yeah, I could do something different and I'd be very happy with that. But there are
where it used to be video games was it.
Yeah, but there is room right now for like a game where I'm like, hey, nothing's really going on right now. I could play that, and I was kind of hoping Borderlands 4 would actually be that, because I need like kind of a junk game, and now it's just, I'm like, I guess I'll just play Cyberpunk again because fuck it, that's fun to me. I just haven't found a game where I really sink my teeth into it, and I'm just like, no, I'm fucking dialed in, and I really want to fucking play this thing. I haven't had that urge, and even before like a lot of the stuff that's happened to me this year happened, I was kind of in that place where I was just like, I'm just not really getting into a lot of shit right now. I think hour-wise, I think maybe the game from this year that I put the most time into was maybe Monster Train 2, just because I was like, yeah, it's more Monster Train, I can do that, that's fun, that's something to do. But even that wasn't anything nuts. I mean, I guess on that note, I also played a little bit more of Expedition 33. I did get to at the end of Act 1. I am liking that game still.
Yeah.
I
liked the game. Like I liked the game overall. I just, I don't like it as much as
a lot of other people.
The majority of the planets.
Yeah. I can see that. I don't know if I like it as much as the majority of the planet. I'm going to hold that reserve until I actually finish it. I like,
as you should.
I like playing it on the easy difficulty though. That's a lot of fun. That has really like opened the game up for me a little bit to where I feel like I'm good at it. And I start doing shit where I'm just like, yeah, fuck it. Let's go fight this really hard boss. I don't give a fuck. And then it'll still wipe my ass out. But I'm still like, yeah, but I feel like if I sat here for a while, I could get him. But I'm not going to do that because who has the fucking time? Even
It's a very Go Tanks attitude.
Yeah.
Where you're just like talking a bunch of shit and then just getting like knocked out of the air and you're like, yeah, but next time, son.
I'll be back. But yeah, no, I have been having a pretty good time with that. Like I said, on easy, the parry window feels real fun. Like there's definitely stuff where like when I was playing it before, like I would have gotten annihilated, but I was just like, I felt like I was just owning motherfuckers, and I don't even think about dodging most of the time anymore. I'm just like, no, parry everything, fuck it. If we die, we die on fire. I don't know what the hell I'm even saying anymore. But I'm having a great time.
You mentioned something when we finished wrapping up the Night Trap recording, which I agree with, which is that's all well and good, but the damage values are so ridiculously low on the easy mode that it kind of overcorrects.
It very much so. Guys don't hardly hit you for shit. Like, cause I remember playing on normal and like that was the thing. It was like, oh, if you fuck up, you were fucked. Like you were gonna get messed up a little bit. But yeah, on easy, on the story mode or whatever the hell it is, like they're really not doing a whole lot of damage, and like I feel like there needs to be another difficulty. I think you've said this, where it's like right in between there, where it's like, no, it's the parry timing of this, but like the guys do a little bit more damage or something.
Yeah.
Or just customize it or something.
The thing that I'm more on these days is the first place that I saw it was the Guardians of the Galaxy game. And I've seen a couple more games do it since then, but I wish more games would, where that game allowed you to really like dial a lot of stuff in.
Difficulty
so
wise,
you could there was like an overall difficulty level, but then you could be like, I want the enemies to do like a little bit less damage,
right,
or I want to do a little bit more damage, or like this and that, and you could really kind of dial it in, because that's my thing with Expedition, is that I want the parry timing of probably how I played it on easy, because I know they've widened it since then. But where I played it on easy, that felt like the really good sweet spot where if I fought an enemy for the first time, I got to the point where I was probably going to parry them about 60% of the time.
That sounds about right, yeah.
And then once I learned it, I could pretty much do it most of the time. But I want the damage closer, not quite as high as it was in normal, because it's still pretty ridiculous.
It's still pretty
on normal,
high, yeah.
But like 2 notches up where it is on the easy mode.
Yeah, I can agree with that totally. Yeah, there's probably a way to do that, but
absolutely.
What do I know? Yeah, but I am still having a good time with that. I'm playing that with Kim. They enjoy it. They still find it a very sad video game, especially at the end of Act 1. I was like, yeah, that was something, huh? That was the whole thing.
Yeah. I would like to do a spoiler cast for that once you finish it, because that's obviously one of the biggest ones of the year, and I got shit to say.
Yeah, I believe it. But yeah, Expedition 33. I'm hopefully gonna play some more, but this weekend. It seems like our weekend game now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's video games. That's what I played.
Yeah. And That's all I did. Like I'm almost done with Chrono Gear, but not quite, and so I'm going to save that for next week when I finish it because I've definitely got thoughts about it.
Sounds good.
No sense in spreading it out over 2 episodes.
Yeah, sounds good.
Which means that's it for video games on this video game podcast.
Yeah.
But Justin, hear me out.
Okay.
Yeah, more amenable to it. I appreciate
just gonna
it.
let it happen. You know, what am I gonna do about it?
Look, I'm always on that grind, you know? Like,
No, I don't know actually.
I'm always trying to find ways to get that paper and to grow our brand and synergize and
Okay.
have what is it? Have I forgot the name of the bullshit like yeah, I almost had it.
Okay.
Anyway. No, here's the thing, Justin. Obviously, YouTube's in the news a lot lately because there's been like a lot of like shit with a lot of big channels losing a lot of views and stuff like that.
Okay.
But it's never been a better time to get into YouTube. And here's why.
Okay.
AI, Justin. I'm going to start a video game essay channel that's just all AI generated.
Yeah.
It is all the rage right now. You don't have to do fucking shit.
Yeah.
You just put in the prompt for what you want the video to be.
Right.
You tell it what the games are that you want it to
Sure.
talk about.
Yeah.
It generates the bullshit thumbnail for you with a fake ass game
Yeah.
that gets people to click on it because they don't know what that game is.
Yeah.
And they think it's going to be in the video, but it's not going to be in the video.
Okay.
I'm not going to have to say anything. It's just going to be the AI man
Yeah.
that says the words that the AI man wrote.
Do you want to get different AI men to do it, like different voices, or just one guy? Is that the brand?
Just no, because you trick people into thinking that it's an actual
yeah,
person.
yeah.
That's
the thing.
what I saw is that he even has a name and he acts like he's actually like a YouTuber.
Oh, yeah,
that's the trick, Justin. And you can make thousands off of this, and you don't have to do fucking shit. And
That's good. That's
and
good.
then we just fucking coast. We just
Yeah.
fucking coast, Justin.
No, you're onto something actually with that. Yeah.
Yeah, see?
Yeah. You just gotta
Get there eventually.
Yeah. Man, I love
It's so awful, dude. We're so cooked.
I love I know they are terrible. My dad sometimes doesn't know he's watching them, and I'll catch it every time. And it's like even if somebody wrote the script to it, I can't. It's amazing because there are points where where they like kind of do that whole like, and guys, I swear it's crazy, but it's like so monotone.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and guys, I swear it's crazy, and you're just like, how is nobody catching this? Like, no, that's not how a man reacts to that.
My favorite thing to do is when I come across one of those videos, I'll go to the comments and see how long it takes for someone to mention that it's AI bullshit.
Yeah.
And one of them, it was
Probably a while.
surprising amount
Yeah,
of comments
probably a
before
while.
someone was like, this is just AI.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Most of the people were complaining that the games listed in the chapter markers were like out of order. And it's like, yeah, because an AI like slapped this together. It doesn't know shit.
Pretty much.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But anyway,
Everything
you
sucks.
should do that. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Get in while the getting's good, and then once everybody really rebels against it, maybe.
I've already made my paper.
You'll make
It's fine.
yeah, exactly. Get in.
Yeah.
Get in, man.
And that specifically will not be tied to the Stage Select brand. That'll be a separate,
That'll be a
side
separate
hustle
thing. Yeah.
in order to generate revenue for the Stage Select brand.
I get it. No, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One other thing,
Okay.
but okay. Abramo told me a couple weeks ago that he fixed the spaceship.
Oh yeah.
Justin?
Yeah, he did. I that's what he told me. I
I
believe
thought
it.
you were going to fix the spaceship.
I did. I told him to do it.
Okay. You think it's going to be okay?
I don't know.
ringing endorsement.
Yeah.
I feel very confident
it'll
about
be
it.
fine. What's the worst that can happen?
I mean, 1985 says hi.
Yeah, but what did they know? That was like what, 40 years ago?
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Okay. Well,
Abramo was born like after that, so he didn't know.
sure.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Can we go to space?
I mean, yeah, we can. That's fine. We can do
All
that.
right, let's try it.
All right, let's get in there. All right, let's see. It's wildly untested, but let's do it. Here we go. Hopefully, I press the right button. Yep. Seems everything's in order.
Oh God. No. That okay. No. I'm just a little jumpy. I feel unsettled.
I told you it was fine.
But we're here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's all good.
Fine. I'm glad.
Yeah.
It's good to be out here again, man. It's been a long time since we went to space.
Yeah, it has been. It has been a little bit.
Out here in the great beyond, where no one can hear the shit that we're talking about,
Yeah, right.
and it's just between you and me. Just get away from it all. It feels really freeing and relaxing.
It's nice.
What? You didn't hear that clanking?
What are you talking about?
Okay. I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah.
Sure, it's
My
fine.
hearing isn't very good anymore. So, I don't hear a lot of things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe get that checked out.
No.
You're not quite to the age, like, I think after 40 the damage has been done, but you're not quite there yet. So,
Well, when I was in a band for, a short time, I remember playing a practice session at a man's house. Well, he wasn't really a man. I guess he was technically a man, legally speaking.
was he Cobra Commander in the G.I. Joe movie? Like, once a man.
Yeah, no, not quite that, but of age, of man, but still young. Anyway, we played in his house. It was probably a room about this size, with full equipment and everything. And I remember getting done and immediately feeling like I was going to fall down because like something happened to my brain because of the sound, and like my head was just like throbbing and shit. I was like, I'm pretty sure I have done some really permanent damage in this one go here, but it's fine. I'm like, what, 20?
Yeah.
What am I gonna pay the price for that later? Of course not.
Well, and also you live in America, so it's not like you could actually like get it looked
Yeah,
at.
what am I? Yeah, you just fucking deal with it and move on. That's basically it.
Yeah.
I always remember that exact moment because I remember even back then in my I don't give a fuck stage, I was like, I think I really fucked something up here. That lasted a few days. Like I was like, oh boy. Oh boy. I wasn't like unbalanced for a few days, but I remember just being like, yeah, I'm not quite hearing the same like I used to, but my work says it's fine. Why would the corporations lie to me? Yeah.
Justin, I've been thinking about this a lot lately, and I'm curious about your thoughts.
Okay.
Mainly, I mean, it's been a lot of things, but like, because there was like the first like $2 billion lottery payout recently.
Oh, good for them.
I played Metal Gear Solid Delta, where one of the big things in there is the Philosopher's Legacy, like the money from the Cold War or from World War II that funds everything in the series going into Metal Gear Solid 2 and beyond and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I thought it was hilarious that it's like about $40 billion, which is what Elon Musk paid for Twitter, and then but his. So like that money in the Metal Gear universe is like enough to like rule the world many times over, and then in our reality it's like it was a pittance for the richest man in the world. So I was curious what you would do with stupid money.
Stupid
Like
money?
let's not say like, you know, number 1 or 2 in the world, but let's say that you've got about like $40 billion, right? Like more money than you would ever need, but not enough money to like change the world.
Okay. You know, I've thought about this. I'm really bad at these because I'm always like, I don't know, I'd probably just do nothing with it. I would just like have it, and I would probably seclude myself somewhere and just, you know, not. I would be an eccentric at that point where I just
Go the notch route.
Yeah, like I would buy like a whole block somewhere and just be like, this is my block and nobody's allowed on it. I own all the buildings and you guys can't come here. It's fine. But it's really nice here. If only you were allowed in. I don't know. I think it'd be something like that. Stupid money. I would like to buy a bunch of boats. I'd like my own boat line. That'd be fun. I'd start a boat company.
So far, you're like the quintessential billionaire.
Yeah,
I'm kind of surprised.
I want like my own boat company. Like we're gonna make boats and boat apparel, and but we're gonna buy all the just like one type of just all the sailboats. Nobody can have sailboats anymore. Why are we doing with sailboats? No, we have engines now. You know, we don't need them. We don't need the wind. What's that? That's stupid. That's silly. But then I'd have all the sailboats. So when everybody's seen a sailboat, they'd be like, "That's boat company there. That's their boats. They're the only ones with sailboats." Or I could buy all the sailboats and light them on fire in front of everybody. That'd be fun. I don't know. It's tough to say. I thought of it'd be fun to invent a sport and just like really go all in on it, or like take an existing sport and make it interesting. Like you could.
Ooh, are we getting into like the Freak Olympics?
Yeah,
Like
no, well, maybe more like
Pat always talks about?
slam ball. Like, you know, like
Okay.
like where slam ball made, you know, like basketball but really dumb. I want something like
Yeah.
that. Almost like what they did in Happy Gilmore 2 with golf. A movie that I actually watched. Like, it was fine. Better than I thought.
We
it would
finally
be.
reached the part where Justin has seen a recent movie that Julian has not.
Yeah, you're not missing
What
much.
is happening in the world?
You're not missing much by not watching it. It was fine though. Better than I thought it would be, but like nothing to write home about. So much so that I didn't even talk about it on the podcast when I watched it. So there you go.
Yeah.
What? But yeah, like they did that with golf in that one because they're like, oh yeah, we'll have extreme golf. What sport would I like to do it with though? That's a good question. Soccer's too popular. You'll never get that over. People like it too much in other countries. In America though, you might have to amp soccer up a little bit, you know, or football as it's properly called. Or you could just call it football 2, like it's a sequel to football.
No, you call it American soccer, because they
Yeah.
call our football American football,
Right? Yeah.
So we call their thing American soccer because but also it's got like everybody's on steroids and also
Yeah,
has like
yeah.
cybernetic
We
implants.
we're basically it's Blitz the League, but for soccer. That could be okay. Yeah, I don't know. What would you do, Julian? I don't have very many good ideas for this. Realistically, I would just buy a bunch of collections of stuff that I always wanted and probably, like I said, seclude myself somewhere and just enjoy things, and that'd be about it.
So that part of it, I would probably be me as well. Like you
Yeah.
wouldn't necessarily like outwardly know that I had a shit ton of stupid money.
Yeah.
Because like for me, there wouldn't like I already have the car that I want. I don't need like a car collection or anything like that.
Never been that guy.
Perfectly happy with my Kia Soul.
Yeah.
The most eccentric thing that I would do for myself personally is I would build a new modestly sized house,
Sure.
just slightly larger than the house that I have now.
Yeah.
But with like some dumb like secret entrances and pathways and stuff like that, because I've always loved that stuff.
I have two dream houses. So one is you buy like an old like building, like old like factory, and do like the industrial loft style shit, because I really actually think that style of stuff is cool. It's neat. But the other one idea I had is like you make an entire like house that's underground and nobody knows it's even there. You just have
that's in a Robert Heinlein book that I always go back to. I'm like, that's really cool. Like they live out in the middle of nowhere,
right.
And the house above ground is like just like a 2-bedroom, like very simple, almost shack.
If even that.
And then underneath is this like wonderfully appointed state-of-the-art facility.
Yes, it's fucking awesome down there. But like, yeah,
off the grid too.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I mean. That I could go for. I've always thought about that, because I you can make fun of basement people all you want, but I like a basement. It's cool down there. I don't know. There's something nice about it. Got a good atmosphere, the basement.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I want to have like a really nice library, and then between the bookcases is a life-size TARDIS. And I think I've told you this before. When you open the TARDIS, it leads into a secret room that the game room would be in.
Sure.
So it's bigger on the inside.
Right.
And you wouldn't really know that room existed if you weren't paying attention to the layout of the house.
Right.
Like that would be kind of neat. But that would be like the really only thing for me. And then like, you know, obviously like I would end up probably having like a dumb toy collection. Like I got the toy monkey off my back.
Sure.
But I would absolutely have it back on my back.
Yeah, that's
if I had the money for it.
If you had stupid money, like I'd be buying a lot of collections. I'd have so much Magic the Gathering cards and so much. I'd be buying like arcade stuff and shit like that, and going all in on getting all that stuff and doing that whole thing. And yeah,
there's a 4-foot tall Metroplex toy.
Right.
Justin,
I don't even know what that is.
I would have that.
But yeah.
From Transformers, the Metroplex, the city.
Yeah.
But a third party created a 4-foot tall one. It's the biggest Transformer ever created so far.
I could finally afford that Final Fantasy VI Terra statue that was like $14,000 or whatever the fuck it was. That thing was was nuts.
But then as far as like other stuff, like obviously like I would want to do like a lot of like philanthropy stuff, and I would find a way to do it to keep my name out of it, because I'm not interested in getting publicity for doing like the right thing.
Right.
But the big thing that I've been thinking about recently, and kind of the thing that kind of kicked this idea off in my head, is I would fund things just because I want them to exist, and not because they need to make money, but because I feel that they should exist. So like I would start a new video game media company that does like reviews and video and podcasts, and it'd be like, yeah, you guys, if you want to like do stuff that makes money for y'all, by all means, but you're taken care of, because I'm just gonna like fund this shit. But if you also want to like try to generate additional revenue for yourselves, by all means. But this is not a like this does not have to be a in the black situation. Right. Like it's just here because it needs to be here. Ditto with like a newspaper, right?
Sure.
Like just to have like a really good functioning newspaper that doesn't have to worry about advertisers and shit.
Yeah.
What was the other thing? Oh, and then like I would just kind of fund like just a bunch of like eccentric shit because I can do it, right?
Yeah.
So like start a film company and make sure that like whatever friend of the show John Gholson wants to get greenlit gets greenlit.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, start a video game company and be like very laissez-faire with what gets published.
Yeah. Why not?
And the timelines. Like just let creators create shit.
Yeah.
And just for the fun of it, because stupid money.
Yeah.
And don't really have to worry about turning a profit on any of it.
Much better billionaire than I would be. This is why I will never have money, and that's fine. I'm okay with it.
Well, because my dad had, you know, and part of the hear me out stuff is because my dad was always like trying to find these get rich quick schemes, like when I was growing up and
Absolutely.
stuff like that. And one of the things that I always remember is that whenever he would start fantasizing about like striking it rich, it was always about him.
Yeah.
And it was always about like he'd want these cars and he would want this house and
Right.
he would want to do this and that. And like me and my mom never factored into any of those
Right,
fantasies.
yeah.
And also like there was never any like what would you do for like your friends or your family
Sure.
or whatnot. And you know, they do say that like once you reach a certain threshold of money, like something happens to your brain where you don't really think about helping people or doing
Sure.
things just
Yeah.
for like the good of it. And you know, I'm a person who actually did come into a decent amount of money, and I ended up spending a lot of it on friends and doing things for
Sure.
people
Yeah.
and whatnot. And I mean, that's just kind of what I would want to do if I had stupid money.
Well, there you
And
go.
I don't get billionaires, honestly. Like that's kind of the end cap of this.
Fair.
Is I really don't understand, you know, when you have people like Jeff Bezos who's like, yeah, the only thing I could really think to do with my money was go to space.
Yeah.
And it's like, really?
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's all you could think of, huh?
Pretty much. That's all
Yeah.
he had.
Yeah.
I guess while we're in space, the only one thing I can remember to talk about is there's a Amazon Prime channel. I don't know if I mentioned it. That just plays old episodes of the Ninja Turtles. There's a lot of cool channels that just play things on like an infinite loop on Amazon Prime. It's really weird.
They exist on over the air as well.
Yeah.
So, or not over the air, with certain services.
Yeah.
So, my friends in Colorado, I think because they have. No, I think it's actually part of their smart TV.
Yeah. Samsung
there's like a
has
channel
stuff.
that just plays Transformers.
Yeah, there's that's on Amazon Prime as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like all of the different series,
Yes.
and it's like you never really know what they're gonna
Yeah,
play.
I caught like part of like the post movie original series, and that was interesting.
Yeah. The
But
theme song of the post movie show is creepy as fuck
it
to
is
me.
pretty creepy, actually. Yeah, it's pretty weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ninja Turtles is a weird series. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not super weird. Like it's pretty consistent for the most part. Like you can see how it's gonna go most of the time. But like yeah, like there's like there's later seasons where like after the live action movie came out, they changed the theme song, and it's terrible. Oh god, it's bad. They had such a hit with the original theme song. It's great. And then they were just like, but what if we kept the lyrics and then changed everything else that you like about the theme song? And it's like, why would you do that? It's just really weird. But there was an episode that I caught. That scared me. There was an episode that I caught. The spaceship's falling apart, I tell you what. There was an episode that I caught. I think it was like yesterday, where I'm watching it and I'm like, I love how whoever is writing this is just pointing out how shit it is through Raphael. It was an episode, and I don't remember the exact specifics. So there's cufflinks. I shit you not, cufflinks that you buy for fancy tuxes or whatever. One of them, it's a pair of cufflinks, and one of the cufflinks has an explosive in it, and it's such a powerful explosive that it's going to blow up New York. So obviously the Ninja Turtles have to stop it. So they have to find these cufflinks, and Shredder's obviously looking for these cufflinks, and I believe the Mafia is also involved somehow, because why not? And at every turn, like Raphael is like saying like, we got to find these cufflinks or New York's gonna blow up, and then he'll look at the camera and just go, isn't that just the stupidest thing you've ever heard? And like it's like insane, and he keeps doing it the entire episode, and I'm just
I think I might have watched this episode on my last leap year birthday.
yeah, it's kind of great at the same time. Like because it is really dumb. I don't know who thought this up. Like they have to go into this mansion because they're the biggest pizza maker man. He's a millionaire, but he makes pizza. He is like a pizza chain. It's like the guy. It's like Papa John. It's basically him. And they have to break into his mansion because apparently he's obsessed with cufflinks, and he has like a pair of Confederate cufflinks, which I'm like, whoa boy, they just put that in there. And he's like, oh look, it's like ancient Rome cufflinks and all this other shit. And like as they're breaking into this mansion, he just has pizza related traps, and even Raphael's just like, this is so dumb. Like he just keeps looking at the camera like, this is really stupid, isn't it, guys? Like at one point he's like, wow, the writers really couldn't think of anything for this, could they? I'm like, what are we doing? It's who wrote like, was it a team? And was it like one guy was just like, you're in charge of whatever Raphael says, but you have to just write this one, like, this is the scenario, you just tell us what Raphael says. And he's like, Raphael thinks this is the stupidest fucking thing he's ever heard, so what are we doing? A bizarre show, but I love it. I keep watching it because it's the Ninja Turtles. It's good.
Yeah.
Good theme song, except when they changed it. God, that was... It's like, okay, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, great. Excellent. But what if it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? It's like, it does not work.
Oh, I have heard that.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. It's really bad. It's also jarring when they randomly start changing voice actors, because like I don't remember his name, but the guy who played Uncle Phil in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is the voice actor for Shredder.
Yes.
And at some point it changes, and it's really weird because he sounds sort of like Shredder is supposed to sound, but not quite. It's odd. Also, I never noticed like the weird dynamic between Shredder and Krang, because like they both basically fucking hate each other. It's kind of great.
Oh yeah, that was the whole thing.
Yeah, I never noticed that when I was a kid. Like I always thought like Shredder was like the front and center bad guy. So like I always thought he was in charge, but like there's a lot of times where like Krang is like, you're a fucking idiot, Shredder, and I'm like, he can get away with that?
No, Krang is the mastermind, and Shredder is his lackey, but Shredder still thinks that he's the shit.
Yeah,
and yeah,
they're like constantly plotting to fuck the other one over. It's great. It's great. It's a pretty good show. Ninja Turtles.
I think it actually was like a Pizza Hut promotion where I had like a VHS of, it was one episode of Ninja Turtles on a VHS tape.
Man, which one was it, if you remember?
I can't remember. It's funny because I watched it like obviously a million times, but
yeah,
the only part that I can really remember it, because I would rewind it and watch it over and over, is towards the end of the episode after they've been thwarted, Shredder yells at Krang and Krang goes, "So sue me." And like I just loved that line and that delivery, and I would just like play it. But if I saw the episode, I would clock it instantly.
I feel like I remember this exact thing. Yeah, I feel like I had this exact VHS. I could be wrong though, but I remember I had a Ninja Turtles, a couple tapes of theirs, but I do remember like one.
Hold on. I actually have the whole series on DVD. Let me see. Let me see if I can let's like find it.
Yeah. Pizza Hut Ninja Turtles VHS. No. Pre-owned. Holy shit! A VHS. A pre-owned. Is that the? Hold on, no fucking. Oh, it's sealed.
Well, unfortunately, it does not have the episodes listed anywhere, and it's going to be too long to go through.
Yeah,
that's Amazon
that's
or like
sort of the thing.
Online thing. Oh well, okay. We should hold on. I'm kind of worried about the stability of the ship.
I just want everybody to know that a pre-owned version of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the making of the coming out of their shells tour, sealed VHS is worth $140. That's nuts.
It's honestly less than I would expect considering how things are these days.
Was it the Case of the Killer Pizza?
That's it.
Yeah, that's the one I had. Yes. Yes, it took me a second to go over here, but yes, Case. As soon as I seen the little monster guy, I was like, yeah, I've seen this one. That's the one I had, and I'm pretty sure I got it at Pizza Hut. Yes, 100%.
There we go.
We figured it out, guys. Okay, now we can go back from space. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh God! Oh no! That alarm! What the fuck, Justin?
What? I don't hear
Fuck.
anything.
Yes, you do. It's blaring. God damn. Oh, okay. All right.
I think
we're here.
Is this like a Jacob's Ladder situation happening, or what's going on? Like you just
No, you really need to get your ears checked.
Yeah.
There's something.
Okay.
Can you just for my own personal edification, can you have Abramo take another crack at it for next time?
I
just have him do another once over.
I mean, it worked this time. I don't know what more you'd want.
It was shaking apart on re-entry, Justin. I just want to.
What's a spaceship, Julian? There's a lot of atmospheric pressure. Maybe we hit a bad spot in the sky. You know.
Maybe we hit a bad spot in the sky.
Yeah, you never know. There's a lot of it's the atmosphere. It's the whole thing. There's an ozone layer. It could have been bad there. You know, we don't know. I don't know space. Do you know space?
Less and less every time that we go.
That sounds
apparently.
right. That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
The stage select is made possible through the support and funding of viewers like you. Here are our wonderful patrons.
Well, I'm very thankful that we're back on solid ground, and as such, I would also like to thank our lovely patrons because they keep us going.
Okay.
As always, we appreciate all of our lovely patrons, but every week we like to thank the executive producer tier. And this week we have Bill Tucker of A Gamer Looks at 40.
We have Dr. Delicious.
We have AddieXD.
We have 60, who is definitely the same 60 you've always known. I know this because it's been there for a while. So yeah, I believe it.
It makes me wonder if they are indeed the same 60 that we've always known.
Yeah, they probably are.
Okay.
Yeah.
You convinced me.
Yeah.
We have Game Johnson of Retrofits.
We have Big Baker.
We have Eric Peacock of the Soundtracker podcast.
We have Raymond Crumb.
We have Dennis Robertson.
We have Matt Jorgensen.
We have Bookie.
We have David Portnov.
We have Stephen Lobo.
We have Xavier Krager.
We have Exrian.
We have Casey Curran.
And last but not least, we have Philip P.K. Becker.
Great.
So some of you executive producer patrons I know are in the Discord, and I haven't heard from some of y'all in a while. So come say hi. That's all I'm saying.
60 tried to call me out on not finishing Night Trap.
I saw that.
Yeah.
That was very funny for me.
Yeah. I showed him.
You showed a man.
I did. I showed many men. If you become a patron, you can probably see that interaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a special patrons only channel on that their Discord.
There you go.
Well, Justin.
Yeah.
I also saw a movie, and as you informed me before the show, you also saw this movie. I also
saw this movie, yes.
And that movie is The Long Walk.
Yes.
Based on a Stephen King novella, I believe.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's based off a Stephen King thing, so.
Yes. It's a movie that I had seen the trailer on, and it seemed interesting, but I'd also seen the Red Band trailer that showed the dude walking on like his ankle. And I was like, that might be a little too intense for me. So I was on the fence for it for a while.
Yeah.
But then last time, I didn't talk about that. So last weekend, friend of the show, John Gholson, asked me for assistance with an audition because he needed someone to read for the second part.
Sure.
Because a lot of auditions, actually, he said all auditions these days are actually all pre-taped. Like, you don't go into auditions anymore.
Yeah, I believe that.
Post-COVID.
Right.
Which I was surprised at. I thought that, like, surely at some point they would want to see you in person just to kind of get your general vibe and how you interact with everybody. But apparently not. That was really fun because I got to see like an honest to goodness like script.
Right. There you go.
And like read off of it. And the other thing that was pretty amazing is that and also he was interacting with me directly. So it also it's apropos after doing Night Trap, but it felt like being in like a FMV game where it's like I wasn't talking to my friend John Gholson anymore. I was talking to bartender in this shitty little Texas bar.
Right, sure.
And it was like it was kind of amazing to see that change happen.
Yeah.
And it's like that's wild. But that was a lot of fun. But as part of that, he was like, yeah, and then I thought we could go see The Long Walk. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. Like that kind of decided it for me.
Yeah.
And so I didn't really know what to expect going in. And goddamn, I did not expect that movie to hit me the way that it did. So for those that don't know, the premise is it's kind of an alternate history or like an alternate timeline where America lost in World War II and has been pretty like devastated afterwards and is no longer like the leading superpower in the world. And in the years since, they started this thing called the Long Walk, which is sort of like, you know, it's similar in nature to like the Hunger Games and other things like that, where they select a young man from each of the 50 states, and they go on a walk, and they have to maintain a speed of 3 miles an hour, and you walk until there's one person remaining. If you fall under 3 miles an hour, you get a warning, or you get a warning.
Yep.
If you get 3 warnings, you get your ticket, aka you get killed.
Yeah.
And you can walk off your warnings, like it's like an hour for each warning.
Sure, something like that. Yeah.
That's almost like a strategy where it's like if you want to slow down for a bit, you can, but then you're going to have to walk it off.
Right.
Literally. And that's the movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
But there's also, and I appreciate that it's not in your face, but the other like kind of subplot to it is that America has also just like completely embraced fascism, at this point, and is very much like Fahrenheit 451 and 1984 levels of punishing people for wrong thinking or even like harboring any contraband from the before time,
which apparently I think is something that was a little bit movie added, at least certain bits of it, not completely, like I'm guessing that was the universe, but like certain stuff was like added.
Interesting. I'm very interested in reading the book now.
It's got a little, like, I know the ending is different. And I know like certain plots are added by the movie, or maybe not plots, but certain like backstories are added by the movie. And the one real subtle change is in the book. It's actually they select 2 kids from each state. It's like 100 people, but they cut it down for the movie. Yes.
Yeah. Which makes sense for a movie.
I actually was like, yeah, no, I totally get why you would do that here.
Yeah. When we got out of the theater, like the first thing I said to John was, man, fuck this country. Because I was like, we're like 5 to 10 years away from this just happening. Like this just being like a thing that we do.
Yeah.
And I also felt extremely seen because like one of the main characters is like all of my nihilism, like right there, like in full view. And I was like, yeah, this is exactly how I feel. It's kind of amazing to see. And a lot of the like heart of the movie is nihilism versus hope.
Right.
Because there's another main character that is like, no, but like, look at all the good in the world, then this and that. And
Right.
it's like, yeah, but I don't see that.
Right.
I see this shit, and this shit needs to end.
Right.
And it's bad. And honestly, even some of the other ancillary characters, like I could kind of see a little bit of myself in a lot of them. And I wasn't expecting that movie to, like, I was expecting to be like really like grossed out by like the horror of like what was happening to these
Sure,
boys.
yeah.
And like I was expecting it to be like really brutal with like the killing. And that's not the case, because, and it's a point of the movie is that like it becomes very rote, like very quickly, and it's like not really a thing as far as like people getting executed.
I think it's like it's a little it's meant to be like jarring the first time it happens, and then like you almost like as they're getting used to it, you get used to it. It's kind of wild how it happens, but it's kind of neat.
Yeah, I have not. Excuse me. I'm actually not getting choked up right now, but I did get very choked up in the movie.
Yeah.
But
there's some real it's a very sad movie for the most part.
Yeah. I did not expect to care about these characters
I really didn't
so much.
either. I was like, so I went in watching it with somebody who read the book already.
Oh, cool.
So they were filling so I knew the concept going in, but I hadn't seen any previews or anything like that for it.
Oh, okay.
So they were kind of filling me in beforehand of like, okay, this is what it's about. I won't tell you what happens or anything. We'll see what the movie does with it. And we both really liked the movie. I liked it too. I'm not 100% sold on the ending. I think because I don't know. There's a bit that I think is weird and kind of contradicts it, and I don't know if it's tough to explain without spoiling it, so I won't.
Yeah. I have a feeling I know what your thought is, but I kind of understand why it goes down that way.
Sure. Yeah. There you could make. It's one of those things that maybe if I watch it again, I could maybe get behind it a little bit more. I still liked it. I still really thought it was good. But yeah, I watched it with somebody who read it, and so as it was going, like I didn't. She was telling me like it's really sad. Like the book was really sad. Like she just kept telling me, and I was like, okay, yeah, but we'll see. I have my own thing. The one thing I kept comparing it to, honestly, as it kept going, was another Stephen King thing, which was The Green Mile.
I love The Green Mile.
I do too. And it almost is kind of the same idea where as it's going, you're like, I sort of know this is going to end not good, but like, I really hope it doesn't end that way. Like, you know what I mean? And
because you care so much
you
about
start to
the
really
characters.
care. Yeah. And I was like, oh man, this is going to be a thing. Yeah. This is going to actually be pretty rough. And it is, it's kind of even interesting. Like, I always like the because they have to keep walking. I think the speed is 3 miles an hour, so they have to keep walking that. And like you can slowly see the slide happen with certain guys as they're going and stuff like that. And you're just like, oh boy, that guy's not looking good. It's not going to be long. It's got something.
You start to because at first it's like, oh, that's not that bad. Like I walk that's my regular walking speed. But the enormity of it starts to really become evident the deeper you get into it, and then you're like, oh wait, what about bathroom? Like, there's no break.
You don't think about.
And it's fucked up, man.
Oh, it is.
And
it's quite
there's like there's a Native American actor. I don't know if the character, because of the name, I don't know if the character was necessarily supposed to be Native American, but the way that he's written is definitely like he is like the big anti-fascist, like fuck the state character. And like like he really struck a chord with me. The main group, they call themselves the Three Musketeers. All of them were fantastic.
Yeah, they were great.
Wonderful performances across the board, including Mark Hamill as the major, who's the one, like the military guy in charge of the whole thing.
Him. That's how good he was.
Shit,
yeah,
yeah,
I didn't even notice. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. You got sack, boys.
Yeah. Didn't even notice it was him. That's cool.
Yeah. Just a harrowing, heartbreaking, beautiful movie. Like that was the thing that was like the thing that kept coming out like when I finished, was that there was like a beauty to it that has really like stuck with me, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about it since I watched it.
Right.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, good, really good. Best movie I watched out of all the movies that I watched this past week or whatever. So yeah. To the point where I barely remember anything else I watched.
I'll lighten the mood a little bit because I watched a horror movie on Shudder at John's recommendation. It was also one that I had been looking at on Shudder.
Sure.
It's a recent release called Dangerous Animals.
Okay.
Which it stars Jai Courtney, who played Captain Boomerang in the Suicide Squad movie. Or movies. Was he in both of them? I don't think he was in both of them.
I don't know.
I have completely forgotten those movies. But it takes place in Australia, and he is a shark serial killer.
All right.
He has a boat that does like shark swimming tours.
Okay.
But he also just like kidnaps and murders people via shark.
Okay. I was, for a second there, I was like, is he just killing sharks? Like he like
No, he has mad respect for the shark.
Okay, he really likes sharks. Okay.
Yes. He's kind of like a Batman villain.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Yeah.
He's kind of like the Penguin, but with sharks and Australian.
My favorite.
And it's really fun.
That does sound pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Like I'm not gonna get like really into like the weeds on it. If any of that sounds interesting to you, by all means go watch Dangerous Animals.
Why not? Yeah, that sounds kind of all right.
Yeah. It's like a little over 90 minutes. It knows exactly what it is. It gets in and gets out.
Sure.
And it's a rip roaring good time.
Yeah. Trying to think of what I watched. I watched Cube, honestly, obviously. Talked about that already. I watched the movie you suggested last time, Ready or Not. That was pretty good. That was a really fun movie.
Nice.
Yeah, that was I really liked the main girl a lot in that movie. I was just like, she's just consistently really funny in this.
Dollar Store Margot Robbie turns out to be very entertaining.
She was really good the entire time. I every time she was on screen, I was just like, oh, this is great. This is really good.
Yeah.
So that's a good movie.
I not to spoil it, I love the ending.
Yeah.
Because like for the whole thing, it's like, God, y'all are fucking stupid.
Right.
And then it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. It has a level of comedy to it that made it really a lot of fun, honest to God.
Yes.
What else did I watch?
Rich people be weird, man.
Yeah, they do. That's true. The other one I watched for the first time, and this may surprise people, I watched From Dusk Till Dawn for the first time. Never seen that movie.
I've been thinking about From Dusk Till Dawn a lot lately. Why was that?
It's very, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Sinners a lot.
That's why I've been thinking about it. Yes.
It's almost like it's not as good as Sinners is, but it is still like it's a fun vampire movie, like more fun than I thought it was going to be. For whatever reason, like in my brain, whenever I see horror underneath something, I'm just like, oh, well, it's going to be really scary. But this was like more like, no, it's just really dumb vampire shit. And there's just like over the top characters. It's a Robert Rodriguez directed thing, and Quentin Tarantino wrote it. And I'm sitting there watching it the entire time. I'm like, this is really dumb, but I'm having a great time. Like,
Origin of Machete also.
Yeah. Is it his origin?
I mean, that's it. That's his first appearance.
Oh,
I believe that's his first appearance.
I don't know if
he might have actually been in Desperado.
Yeah, I think he was in Desperado. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure if he's in that, if what his name is in that, because he doesn't make it to the end of that. Spoilers. Oh boy. From Dusk Till Dawn cast. Yeah, I always have the cast ready to go. No, his name was Razor Charlie in that movie.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, apparently his actual first appearance is Spy Kids. I thought the character that he was supposed to be in From Dusk Till Dawn, I think he evolved into,
I would not doubt it. Yes.
Machete, but the character named Machete is actually in Spy Kids.
Right, yeah.
First.
But yeah,
okay, I was way off.
The entire time I was watching, I was like, this really reminds me of Sinners. Sinners did this a lot better, but
Yeah.
like,
but building off of From Dusk Till
but yes, 100%. It's like, oh yeah, they're trapped in this building, shit's going down, and then they construct some wild shit and use all the vampire tricks that they can to get out of the situation. With it was a fun movie. I had a good time watching that one.
Big fan of the cock gun.
Sex Machine. Rather. Yeah, that was his name. Yeah. There was one bit that really made me laugh where he introduces himself to Juliette Lewis's character, who's supposed to be like the innocent teenage girl or whatever, and she's just like, oh, I'm she says her name. He's like, oh, Sex Machine. Let's for whatever reason that shit cracked me up. Fun movie. Did I watch anything else that I can even remember? The answer is no, but I'm probably forgetting something. Maybe I'll remember next time. But those were the ones I remember watching. So those were the ones worth talking about.
I'm glad you watched that, actually, because we are doing Sinners for the next.
I actually, that was, as soon as I watched it, I was like, I'm glad I watched this before I watched Sinners again, actually, because this is, it's the same kind of idea. So, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't actually get to watch too much this week because last week I was in a pretty good rhythm of playing Shinobi for a good clip or Chrono Gear, and then watching a movie. Like I watched something like almost every day. I watched one other movie that I really didn't care for, so I'm not even gonna. It's called. Actually, I texted John about it because apparently it must have been filmed near Austin because one of John's co-stars in Make Popular Movies was in it, and also it had Dustin Rhodes, Dustin Rhodes is in a movie that John is in, so like I could kind of see like how that all happened.
Yeah.
Like same type of people. Scare Package, which is like a anthology movie that I think is not very good or as funny as it thinks it is.
Right.
There was like one of the things that I thought was pretty funny,
right? Which
coincidentally enough is the one that had John's co-star in it. But rest of it was like, just kind of.
They try. God bless them. They're trying. Yeah.
Like. Not even Joe Bob Briggs could save it because he has a pretty meaty cameo in that movie. Right. It's like, but just not doing it.
Yeah, I have been very curious to watch and possibly watch because my brain needs to see how bad they are. They keep making. You remember when that like Winnie the Pooh fucking horror movie came out after it went into like public domain or whatever. Now there's Popeye ones, and that is
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that is fat. There's like 2 or 3 of them.
Because there's already like 2 or 3 of those Winnie the Pooh horror movies.
Yeah. There's Popeye.
They're cranking them out.
Popeye the Slayer Man.
It's not bad.
I'm just like the entire. I had one described to me by Kim because she watched it at work, and she was like, it was really bad, but it was good. I'm like, that sounds all right. I kind of might be into that because it sounds really stupid.
Will Kim watch anything? Because that's the impression that I'm getting.
Yes, she will watch anything. 100% she will. I will not defend it. She will watch just about anything. She will turn a lot of shit on and just be like, I'll watch this. Fuck it. Is it good? I don't know. Doesn't matter. they crave background noise, so that's what they're doing.
Sure. Well, yeah, we have comments, questions, or concerns, but I think we'll actually put a pin in those for next week. Let them build up a little bit.
Sounds good.
If you want to get at us, as always, there are many ways to do so. You can email us. The email address is thestageselectpod@gmail.com. You can comment on the show posts over on YouTube, Patreon, Spotify. They'll get to us.
Yeah.
Or you can join our Discord, and there is a channel in there for those comments, questions, or concerns. And yeah, also a little bit of call out to get a little bit more so that we've got more to address. But we didn't have much going into this episode, and I think it's kind of fun to just like kind of actually have an early evening for once.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
I can actually do something.
I agree
with my night for once.
Yeah, I agree.
Not that this isn't. Yeah, I mean, this is my favorite part of the week.
Yeah,
this
is my Friday night. What else am I gonna do?
But usually it turns into my Saturday morning, and then I'm fucked for the weekend.
I won't lie. Like when we do a shorter episode, sometimes I'm like, oh, that was actually kind of nice. That's kind of nice.
It makes the long ones that more special.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I think that's a show, Justin.
That sounds like a show, Julian.
Yeah. Thanks as always to the wonderful Megan McDuffie for our theme song and interstitial tracks. Thanks to friend of the show, John Gholson, for being our announcer and providing us with our logo and artwork. Also, fingers crossed for that audition, because it's a big break if he gets it.
Oh, cool.
And reminder to patrons to go vote on the Patreon poll for the next Suffer Select. But that is going to do it for this episode of the Stage Select. I've been Julian Titus. He's been Justin Ham. We've been the Stage Select, signing off.
Uh-huh.
The Stage Select is copyrighted and owned by Space Monkey Mafia Productions, specializing in independent podcasting. Please consider sharing the show with your friends and support us by joining our Patreon or donating to our coffee. Thank you, and good night.
Useless. All useless. I was a man. Yes. Oh, yes. I was a man. I was a man. Yes.
Stop saying that, you making me crazy.